It's time for a great family reunion. It's time to celebrate, to nurture, and to look forward to the future. In the year of the Loong, the dragon, World Insight is presenting to you a special series of programs. We wish all of you happy, healthy, and prosperous. According to lunar calendar, this year is the year of the dragon. In Chinese, it's called Loong. Now, there are very different understandings of Loong in the Eastern and Western culture. In the Eastern culture, for example, Loong is a symbol of benevolence, confidence, and energy. But in the Western culture, it is more a fire-breathing wind creature. So why there is such a difference between the East and West? Now I'm standing in the courtyard of my friends here in Beijing. He is a culture scholar and he's also bringing his colleagues to discuss with me about the significance of the year of the Loong. 胡老师，你好 ，Hello， 好长时间没见 ，Long time no see. Hi Leo, good to see you. Yeah, so let's have a chat.
Thank you very much.
I'm just so happy sitting here in the courtyard celebrating the Spring Festival. Mr. Hu, this is already our third reunion for the Spring Festival.
Yeah, I'm very happy to welcome you back here.
Thank you so much. I hope next year I will be invited as well.
Sure, let's make a deal.
So how are you going to celebrate it?
Well, we're having some children's winter camp here.
Oh, nice.
So some of them are themed around, Chinese New Year.
Okay.
So we teach them how to cook, how to make some handicrafts, how to write some Chinese characters to decorate their home. So
nice.
those are our activities. Yeah.
And Leo, this is your first real Chinese festival.
Yes.
Celebration.
Finally, yes.
Tell me about it.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this Spring Festival. I'm looking forward to a temple fair.
Yes.
Because my first Spring Festival was in 2020, the beginning of 2020.
All right. The pandemic began.
Not the best
yes.
time. This is the first time that I can actually experience the Beijing Spring Festival.
You already saw them preparing for it, right?
Yeah.
The temple fair.
I live near Ditan Park, and I saw them
near the Confucius temple.
Yeah.
Okay.
But set up like a gate with like dragons and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, actually, another place, very good place that you can go for temple fair is perhaps you can consider Baiyunguan. It's not exactly a temple fair, but people go there. There's some traditions.
It's Taoism.
It's Taoism.
Yeah.
It's, indigenous to China, and lots of people go there to pray for good development for the new year. Right. The children go there for good grades.
And they
have a special setup. You can throw the corns through the hole. If it goes through the hole, they're going to have a lot of
they have
prosperity.
A huge coin.
Yes.
Huge coin. And with a square hole.
A square
hole.
So
you can practice your skills. But by doing that, it makes a lot of beautiful, cheerful noise.
So you don't have firecrackers, but you can just throw them.
Fantastic. Well, I've got a few weeks, so I'm happy to try every single temple fair.
Yeah,
you
temple
definitely
fairs.
need to do that.
Yeah.
Are you going to go anywhere for the dinner?
Yes, so I've been adopted by
By whom?
by a friend's family.
Okay, here in Beijing.
Here in Beijing.
Nice.
Third year with them. And I'm really looking forward because it's crazy. We in Europe we also have big feasts for like Christmas or Midsummer, but they eat like from 7 till 4 a.m. 4 a.m. That's like, and they're like, his parents are I don't want to say it,
Cooking all the
they're
time.
elders and cooking all the time.
Yeah.
And I offered to help, and they're like, no, you can help by sitting down and drink baijiu. That's how you're gonna help. Yes.
Eat all the food.
It's just so weird.
Being morally supportive, it's very important.
And food keeps coming. There's a duck, and then there's
Right.
like dumplings, and it never.
All
Hot
you
pot,
need
it never
to say
stops.
is to say 好吃.
How true.
So
Always,
nice. Yeah. That's all you need to do.
Sounds like a real
Chinese
Spring
family.
Festival.
Right? What about you? Are you gonna bring something to them, like special dishes?
I'm planning to bring something Italian.
Like?
Okay, they really liked my tiramisu last year.
Oh.
So I might bring that one plus, I don't know, a lasagna. Something.
Lasagna.
Okay.
A bit of a
Very-
wow
very
factor.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about for you?
Well, we have a small family,
Yeah.
but we're also going to get together and do all the cooking. But of course, that's my mother-in-law's job. So I'm the one like you.
Just like Leo.
I like this job.
好吃all the time. During the Spring Festival, Chinese people have a long list of traditions to follow. The family reunion dinner, eating dumplings, posting the food character, and setting off fireworks. These customs have been widely observed for hundreds of years and passed down through the generations. So there are so many different kinds of Loong we can ride today.
Yes.
So which type is going to be your final product?
I will start with the seal script,
Which is? Which one?
is this one.
This one, okay. All right.
is,
This will be the final product.
Yeah, the whole thing is the Chinese character dragon. It's simplified from much earlier version, which is something like this one. So this is more like the oracle bone character, so 甲骨文.
So you're not going to draw this for us, but rather this version. huh?
Yes.
Okay, so shall we start?
Of course.
Nice. Wow. Very nice.
Final version.
Okay, it's almost the same as this one.
Better, I think.
Obviously better, yeah. So Leo, what do you think?
I think, well, Matthew's way better.
Of course. And by the way, this is also Matthew's.
Oh, okay, well, the newest version, the updated version.
Okay, would you like to, Leo, write the latest version?
This one, I can try.
Okay.
So it's one tiny stroke, like this.
You're left-handed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not bad. Super.
Not bad. Please show it to us.
Well, rather not, but I will.
So the most ancient,
And developed. This is a more developed.
developed, and
And a bad version of the most recent.
most creative version.
Yeah.
Very nice.
We need some new blood.
Yes. So now here comes the new blood. Yeah, I will write. But make sure you're not laughing at me because I'm going to write the most simplified version.
可以稍微你稍微往上压一点，就显得。
This is a dragon, a Loong, that has been keeping very fit compared to this one. Yeah, right? It's been going through some exercise over the past few months. So let's show all these versions to our audience.
So this version is one of the earliest versions. So that's why you can see it's a little bit more pictographic. Still look very much like what we have imagined. With different animal parts. And this one is more official, used in different kind of official documents.
Ancient documents.
That's why it's a bit more developed,
Yes.
More regulated.
Looks like. And this one is even more artistic.
I imagine this is like the today's version of the character, supposedly, and I imagine that it's shared also in different countries, the same character.
It has a flavor of Italy and also the United States combined with contemporary China.
Wonderful.
And mine, actually, according to Mr. who is the master of all of this, is those that are used in carving on the ancient bronzeware. Yeah. So it's also very similar to what you have over there. Look at these two. And yet more simplified. And of course, this is the dragon on diet, as you said. So our assignment finished. Very nice. Thank you so much. It's time for a great family reunion. It's time to celebrate, to nurture, and to look forward to the future. In the year of the Loong, the dragon, World Insight is presenting to you a special series of programs. We wish all of you happy, healthy, and prosperous. This year is the year of the dragon.
Yeah.
Or the year of the Loong. Actually, there's a difference, right, between the East and the West about the Loong, about the dragon. I'm kind of confused. Tell me more about that. You are the cultural scholar.
Dragon in China is a very, very Asian totem. And we started to worship dragon, I think, as early as 6,000 years ago already. And we have archaeological findings. I'm not just talking about it from documents or Asian archives, books, but I'm talking about that using a very precise archaeological discovery in Henan province, in Puyang. So about 6,000 years ago, we discovered a dragon made of seashells. So seashells back then was precious. They were considered as currencies.
I see.
So, but they make that into a dragon shape. That's the earliest one we discovered, 6,000 years.
Very fascinating. Yeah. And then this tradition carries on.
And then this tradition has been, the dragon has been used in a lot of occasions. For the emperor, it's basically something symbolizing the emperor. For local people, for community everywhere in China, in villages, in little towns, people do dragon dance, and they do all kinds of dishes. Also naming them as different parts of dragon. For children, school children, there's something they call it yu hua long. So fish turned into a dragon.
Okay.
Symbolizing that they will get very good scores, especially in the past, becoming a Confucius scholar and
the pride of the family.
Yes, so dragon is a very good symbol.
What about in the West?
In the West, the dragon has so many different symbols. I think it's been present in history. Not sure if 6,000 years, but there are references like in say Greek history and in mythology, and with the Celts. So it has different meaning, I think, for different cultures in the West.
Yeah. Like where you are from, Italy.
Yes, I'm from Milan, and we have a dragon that is probably the most Chinese-looking dragon, because it's like a huge snake, and that's the symbol of Milan, and it's a long snake, a huge snake eating a child.
Wow.
Yeah,
Why a child?
There are a lot of different myths behind this picture. Also, funny enough, that's the symbol of a family, of an Italian family. Not an emperor, but I think it's quite...
Not the Medici family.
Huh?
Not the Medici
No,
family.
Visconti.
Visconti.
Visconti. But I find it interesting because it's also the symbol for the emperor, but then another family in Italy decided to make that like their symbol. Then you have like in Wales, the dragon is it's on their flag. So it has very different meanings for different cultures.
But mostly they are symbol of power, symbol of
yes.
some kind of mythical...
Esteem.
I would call
Something
them
like that.
monsters. Because I know that in China you consider the dragon an animal.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it's a mythical creature,
Yeah.
and I think there's some sort of like fierceness to it in Western country. It's a lot of in battle they will use the dragon as a symbol to
boost the courage.
To boost the courage, and also to be a threat to the enemies.
Yeah.
So it has very different symbols, and it's also like the devil has been also described as a dragon. So there are also some religious sort of aspect to this creature.
But in the Chinese Loong, it seems that there are very different layers of the meaning. On the one hand, there was something about that, about energy, about esteem. On the other hand, there is also a benevolent part of it.
Yes, that's why we have a lot of temple for dragon kings.
That's right.
Almost every county,
Long Wang Miao.
every village, people will build a Long Wang Miao.
Why do they do that?
Well, China is a very agricultural civilization, so we have to pray for good rain to get a good harvest towards the end of the year.
And the dragon, the Loong, are supposed to bring them over the rain.
And not too much. So that's why we also pray that, we just got that proper amount of rain every year.
Interesting. So do you still see those temples?
Yes.
Here in China?
Here in China, yeah, because my job involves heritage preservation. So among the heritage list in every province, almost every main prefecture, county that you can find on the list, there's some sort of a dragon king. Or sometimes in a Taoist temple, even if that temple wasn't built specifically for the dragon king, but after on the side of the main deity, you have a dragon king.
Right. We see dragon almost everywhere here in China.
Yeah.
And dragon appears almost in every festival, I would say, in China.
Yeah.
For example, you have the dragon dance, right?
Yes.
Just as popular as the lion dance.
Yeah.
Also, we have the Dragon Boat Festival, the Dragon Boat Racing as well. So you see dragon almost everywhere.
Yeah.
Is it too much? I mean, there are 12 zodiac. A dragon appears almost everywhere.
That
what about the other 11?
The other animals
Feel
more
intimidated
jealous.
or jealous.
Jealousy, yeah.
How do you see this enthusiasm that the Chinese have about dragon or about Loong? I would always assume there are reasons why a tradition handed down throughout history and never dies and ever more cherished almost.
I think people like to give the dragon very beautiful colors, and so the image of dragon is always very glorious and powerful. So that makes people worship it. So, for example, the most important, some of the most important built heritage in Beijing, we have 2 9-dragon screen walls.
Wow.
One in the Forbidden City, one in the Beihai Park.
And they have very different colors.
Very different colors. Each one of them with a different color, and they were all glazed.
Yes.
So that makes it shining, beautiful. So that's one reason why people like it. Actually, even in our courtyard, we have a number of dragons. We have a wall, part of the courtyard. That wall is part of the inner imperial city wall. So on top of the wall, there's yellow glazed tiles. And another reason is that the dragon brings people good rain or good enough, just about the right amount of rain. So, so that's why they were worshipped all the time. And the people would like to associate a lot of things with dragon.
Right.
I think dragon has also been considered as a symbol of success. For example, with school children, whenever they take exams, we will say, okay, this kid made a good achievement in the exams. So that's considered as 鱼跃龙门, 鱼跃龙门. So 鱼化龙. So those are
from fish to dragon.
Considered as a major
What a
step.
transformation.
Exactly, milestone achievement.
There are so many families would like to name their children as dragon or Loong, right? You got Bruce Lee, Li Xiaolong, and also Jackie Chan, Cheng Long. Not to mention many of the kids who were born during the year of the dragon or the Loong, their family would prefer to name them Loong.
A lot of foreigners, when they come to China, they have to pick like their Chinese name. They go for Loong, like because it's Bruce Lee, which is kind of like it's a dragon. It's we know that it's also Bruce Lee, and I have a lot of friends with which their Chinese name, they're foreigners, they go for Loong.
Yeah, of course, Bruce Lee's most famous quote is, "Be like water, my friend." Yeah, so it's something related to the dragon as well, it seems.
Well, even for those people, I mean, every Chinese consider ourselves as Long the Chuanren, so we are descendants of the dragon. Even though we don't have a Chinese character in our names, but in our blood, we have this spirit of the dragon.
If you look at the Chinese classics, or you look at the the archaeological findings here in China, you would always hear the name of the emperor or the royal family being mentioned once and again. But I really wonder, what is the relationship, the nature of this relationship between the common folks and also the emperors of different dynasties? How do the common folks look at the symbol of the dragon, which is used by the royal family as themselves,
I think I
always wonder about that.
There's one tricky difference between the dragons that are used to decorate their homes, their furnitures, their ceramic sets, with the one used by the imperial family. One thing is to look at the number of claws. So the dragon for the imperial family, 5 fingers, and for the common folks, it's only 4. So that's the difference. In the dragon family, there's also a very, very authoritative dragon, which is used to symbolize the imperial family, and all the other dragons can be used by the common folks. So that goes back to your question about, dragon is the symbol of power, but also symbol of benevolence. So it's
also a symbol of authority. So the kind of a dragon that you see in the decoration even could reflect the level of authority the family is from. Interesting.
So that's why I think that's probably one of the reasons why dragon was chosen by our ancestors as one of the 12 zodiac animals. And dragon is the only zodiac sign does not exist in real life. Right. So all the other zodiacs, we do have them in our world.
What about now? I mean, what you mentioned is ancient China, isn't it? How about now? Do people look at dragon still immediately think about the authority it represents? How do people look at the dragon these days? Do ordinary families look like dragons anymore as decorations? Or would they rebel against this tradition?
Well, I guess nobody really scared of dragon anymore. No. Yeah, but dragon as a cultural symbol, as our cultural totem, it's embedded in our blood, in our gene.
I remember earlier there were descriptions about in the feudal dynasties, the ordinary folks were not allowed to wear anything with a dragon on it.
They can't have 5 cloud dragons. They can have only
4 cloud dragons. Yeah.
That's why not only with houses, architectural or furniture decoration. Everything, you can still have dragon. You can find dragon everywhere.
But not the 5.
Yeah, sometimes I guess there were exceptions, but not very many. When you look at the imperial palaces, even for the emperor's throne hall, and in a number of occasions, because the emperor traveled around, so there's a number of places that he will rule from, as considered as temporary throne rooms. And always, if you look up, you can see a kaizen. A kaizen in Chinese is architectural part called zaojing. But sitting in the middle on the roof, it's a dragon.
Yeah.
And the dragon, as you know, even the emperor believed that the dragon brings water. So because all the palaces of the emperor were built by wood, so it's easy to get on fire. So the Dragon King, his job, sitting up there, is to make sure that there's no major fire happen to his palaces.
The year of the dragon or the year of the Loong is always being considered as significant throughout history.
Yeah.
There were important events happened during those years.
Yeah.
If you look at the past 100 or two.
Yeah.
So there is almost a sense of superstition about the year of the dragon as to what it means in terms of the future.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it superstition. I think as long as it's something not doing harm to anyone, I think it's a kind of common belief that becomes part of the culture.
Yeah, so what is it?
We talked about it already, a lot of them, and dragon is a symbol of power, a symbol of benevolence, and a symbol of good luck. Right. And so take the birth rate, for example. I think every year when it comes to the dragon year, that you have more babies born. So I think that's a very obvious symbol. Maybe we will have more dragon babies this year. Not maybe, I'm sure there will be more dragon babies this year.
Many wonder, what this year might mean for all of us also. What's your plan?
We actually, as you know, I have 2 roles. One is this educational company. Another one is heritage NGO. So on my heritage NGO side, what I'm planning to do is some development from before. So in the past, we were focusing mainly on volunteer mobilization, participation of heritage preservation projects. But this year, the dragon year, I think we are going to take a major step. I hope it will, this sign, this dragon sign, will also give us good reasons for making more daring developments.
What about for you, Leo?
I do think that the first Spring Festival, after some very hard years, I think it's already a big sign of a new beginning, of a new start. And for me, it's actually to take advantage of all this, of this country, of how big it is and how much it has to offer, and how much I was limited in the past. And there's so much to discover and to learn. And this is my plan for this year and the ones to come, to be honest.
Right. And you look at just the people who are rushing home, trying to get the train tickets and getting back home to have a reunion with the family for the year of the dragon or the Loong. All right, I should wish both of you best luck, prosperity, health, and happiness in the year of the Loong.